Welcome back to Hot Noize Radio. Stephen Christopher. Getting ready to get back into this first interview.
Okay.
Got my brother here, Kairi A.R. Gresham. Say what's up to the people.
Now we gotta give a round of applause for the OG. Round of applause.
I'm gonna listen to the about some
So, I want to start it like this, man. I know you well.
Indeed.
Right? Indeed. Everybody might not be as familiar as I am.
Not at all.
So, tell the people where you from, bro.
Oh man, I'm from NEW Jersey. All day. Rep that.
What part of Jersey?
Live in Jersey City and I live in Newark. That's my repertoire, that's my MO, my whole life.
Jersey City and Newark.
Most shout out to Jersey, man. All parts. Shout out to everybody, man. We want to do some good things. But you always take care of home first.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
I love it. So, how long have you been down here in Atlanta?
I'm holding down here 97, and from 97 to 2001, man, I just kept coming back and forth, man. In 2001, I just shut down shop and just kept in Atlanta. I saw the industry shifting, so, I said, we're going to make this our new home, me and my cousin.
Sounds good. So, let me tell you why I felt it was important to do this first with you, being that this is Hot Noize Radio.
Okay.
Right? Now, I know about your history as an artist.
Okay.
I know about that. But I also know about your history as a businessman.
I got you.
And there's an art to that. Would you agree?
Indeed.
All right?
Indeed.
How you feel about that, Mo?
That's truth. That's truth to power right there.
Exactly. So, I think that being that, art is kind of a lifestyle type of thing. And if you don't respect the art in anything that you do, you're not going to succeed at it, right?
Exactly.
All right, so let's get into it. We're going to go back a little bit.
Okay.
Right? If you had to pick one word to describe Jersey, just one word, not just Jersey, but growing up in Jersey, what word would that be? And specifically your area.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Like 4 A's.
Crazy with 4 A's. Let's be clear. That's crazy with 4 A's. Right?
What was that?
All right, sounds good. Now, what would you call your favorite art form if you had to pick one? Or two. It doesn't have to be just one.
It would definitely be rhyming.
Okay. Out of everything.
Out of everything.
Gallery art, everything.
Everything. That's like my passion.
The art of poetry on beats.
Yeah. And let me just say this. Just songs period. Not freestyling. I'm just talking about just the formal flow of words. I would say just songs. A good song.
Oh, you got a cola, King?
Yeah, lyrical consumption.
You got a cola in the line.
Oh, man.
Hey, thank you for calling. Hold on, caller. Thank you for calling on Hot Noize Radio. This is the Hot Life radio show. Caller, state your name and where you calling from. Hello, caller.
Caller.
Mimi from New York.
What's up, Mimi? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for calling in. How you feeling today?
Very good. I'm feeling great.
Okay, cool. So I'm here with Kairi A.R. Gresham. This brother is a brother that I know for a long time. He's a great businessman. We kind of talking about the art of business. You got a question or anything about that or a comment?
No.
Okay. So you just gonna want to call and say what's up, shout it out?
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing. Just live or no?
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah, we live. We
Live
active
on
right
air.
now. We live. We hear you, Mimi. Shout out to Mimi, man.
You good? I mean, the purpose of the call is just to, check in, tell us how you feel,
How your day, Mimi?
Okay. I just have to hear it first. I haven't heard anything. I'm just logging in, so I didn't check you out on Facebook yet to see what it was all about, music to hear, listen to, so I can give you feedback.
Got you. All right, well, I appreciate you calling in, Mimi. Just keep watching the show. We're getting ready to get into the interview.
Call back, Mimi.
Yeah, we're gonna set a time for the callers after we get a little bit further into the interview.
Okay, I will do, and I'll check it out on Facebook as well.
I appreciate you. Thank you for calling, Mimi.
You're welcome. Enjoy your day, guys.
Okay, you too. Thanks. All right, so you said that your favorite art form is basically the art of beats on poetry on beats.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
And I want to know, like, how old you were, like, when that feeling first hit you, because it's a specific feeling. It's not just.
Yeah.
It's not just you feeling it and it's like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's a very specific feeling.
Yeah.
Right? So how old were you?
That's a double-headed question. Cause when hip hop started really coming to the forefront and start building it, you know, Jersey, New York, we was right there, you know.
Right.
And even though New York invented it, you know, like the Sugar Hill Gang and all of that wound up. So Jersey really started making rap becoming massive mainstream to the point where, you know, we created the first platinums and all of that.
Facts.
You know, Sugar Hill Gang, and it just went on. Then before that, you had your Curtis Blows, and it was just crazy, man. So we literally like within miles of each other. You're talking about like what, a 30-mile radius, you know. So you know, a lot of people, even if you wasn't rhyming years ago,
right,
you still was looked at as the hip dude if you had the latest in fashion. You know what I'm saying? Like your MO and how you did it in your crew. Your crew and how you dress determined where you was in the game. So a lot of times, a lot of dudes would be, you know, even the drug dealers. The drug dealers would be more hip than the actual rap artists.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and it was street legends. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I started getting I started early with the hustle, like for real, like with the hustle.
We're gonna get into that.
But to go ahead with the imaging, people had MC names before they became MCs. So my first MC name was corny, but you know it was Kairi G Run DMC. That's how we was doing it.
Kairi G Run DMC.
And I would try to do everything to mimic Run DMC. I love DMC, and then you know after that, years later, I started getting the formation of rhyming. I noticed it before I did though. There used to be this dude, you know, may he rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? He used to rhyme, and he took like literally like his name not coming in my head right now, but I promise you, like he was crazy. He came on my block, shut the block down, and I noticed how he captured the audience. And then my cousin Midnight started rhyming. I'm talking to him, you know what I'm saying? Well, he was rhyming before that too. And after that, I'm noticing how he's capturing my ear, capturing his audiences. I said, you know what, I want to do this. So now it went from the imaging phase. I got my image together now, right. Streets respected, right. You know, and then I wound up started learning how to rap. So that's how that went.
Dope. All right, so what I want you to do though is let's get into a little bit more into the detail though. Like describe the feeling. What was there a physical feeling that you could remember? Was it in your stomach? Was
definitely a physical feeling. You know, when you get so consumed in it, it's like you do whatever just to get the attention. You know what I'm saying? And I did everything but sell my soul. So if it means, you know, writing the raps, like, and I'm talking about before I even knew how to count bars. I didn't even know, like, my raps was like 3-4 pages long, and I would dedicate myself memorizing them. Then go ahead and hit the street, because that lets you know you did that. That just lets you know how formal you are. Like in the game, in the heart of the round, the word spread. Like, yo, he up and coming. Like he coming with it. And every time you see them, you know, they be like, yo, spit that rhyme you just told me earlier. You get what I'm saying? So now it just becomes a neighborhood phenomenon, and they want to get to that point, man. And man, it was beautiful, but it was the passion of not letting it go and not stopping. That's what stuck with me the most. And I would say I was 16, almost 17 when I really got that passion to really go in.
All right.
I was freestyling before that though.
Let's scale it back for a quick second, right? I want to know, like, how would you describe yourself? If I talk to Shonda, if I talk to, you know, to G, I know what they're gonna tell me. Yeah. But I want to know how do you think you were as a child before you got into the streets?
I was rotten. Leave it to my mother. My mother would say I was rotten. Right. Shout out to mine.
It sounds like all mothers. Sounds like all black mothers in America.
My mother is my partner, but yeah.
Shout out to Keisha Vonnie, who just checked in on the Facebook Live.
Shout out to Keish.
Thank you for checking in, Keish. So, okay, my next question for you would be like, what was school like for you as a youngin'?
Whoo, boy.
Was it already crazy in elementary school?
It was crazy.
Okay.
It was crazy. Like,
Tell me about it.
It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mom put me and my sister in a parochial school. You know, she wanted us to really get the best as possible in the neighborhood we was in. So it was like you was in a good school, but it's confined in an awful neighborhood. Not even a bad neighborhood, an awful neighborhood. You know, so the crimes in that neighborhood per capita went with the best of them. You know what I'm saying?
Let's clarify that city. What city we talking about?
That was in Hudson County in Jersey City.
Okay, Jersey City. Shout out to Jersey City.
Yeah. So a lot of people didn't know that, you know. And then going into high school, I was in Newark. But Newark wouldn't allow me to go to school, man. Joe Clark, which is Essex County, Joe Clark took over the school system, and, you know, they was trying to, my mom and them was trying to get me placement, you know. I had an awful track record in grammar school, and I got kicked out of the first high school I went to, which was downtown Jersey City. And mind you, I'm living in Newark. Just wound up getting over to Newark. And then he sent us a letter and said he's not trying to accept any problems. He's trying to get rid of them.
Let's be clear. Joe Clark was not just a movie character.
Yeah, Joe Clark was real, man.
Let's be very clear about that.
Let's keep this real. When Joe Clark left, that whole Lean On Me situation up there in Paterson, New Jersey, he wound up coming over to Essex County, being over the whole school district of Essex County. He was like the top shammy. And he denied me, man. So it's like I wound up going to my mom in the old school, which was Lincoln High School. School of, you know, Cool and the Gang and all of them. Like, so I wound up doing that, but I'm traveling now from Newark to Jersey City every day just to go to school. And that was like, when I went, it was like the second worst high school in the country.
Okay, so at what point was it when you made that transition from just being a teenager to being in the streets? How old were you?
I stayed in the streets, man.
Give me an age. We're not just children and then we just in the streets. You got to give me an age.
An age when I was actually in the streets?
Yeah.
I don't know when I wasn't in the streets.
All right, next question. So your first surprise that just shocked you. You couldn't really believe, like, wow, this is a reality of our neighborhood.
First time I smelled a dead body.
How old were you?
I was 9.
Okay.
The first time I smelled a dead body, I didn't even know. And I ain't gonna go into description how or what I saw, but I know the stench. It's like a smell you can't even describe it. That was like, and then to see it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But seeing things and hearing things wasn't uncommon, because like in the street right behind, like where my house was, like the back block, I'm looking at the back window, guaranteed like 6 out of 7 nights something going on. So that's how I grew up.
So what was it that kept you going after seeing the craziness and knowing, all right, this can be crazy out here?
Great parents. I had a great.
But what I'm saying is, what made you still continue to even get into the streets after knowing how real it can be?
It was the neighborhood. Like, where's two, and that's why I always tell people, you got good people everywhere. But where's two, in some forms where you're outside of city limits, things are uncommon.
Right.
But if you're living in the city and it's your everyday, the uncommon is your common. So you really not realizing that, you know, you living amongst a bunch of wolves and savages. Those wolves and savages are actually your friends. Those are your partners. You know what I'm saying? And you roll together, you stick together, you ride together. So, you know, when I used to go see my cousins and stuff, if something was unorthodox and good, I would say it's corny. But now look at it like that goes to show you what my mentality was, because the awful, you know, neighborhood, that's what I was prone to used to.
All right, you don't mind if I ask you this real quick? Like, you know, coming up, you know, I could, you know, empathize and sympathize with what with what you're going through. Would you say the law of the streets took a hold of you?
Yeah.
Seeing the law of the streets, like seeing the, you know, the Dookie trains, seeing the gold BBSs, things of that nature?
You gotta have that. Like right now, these dudes are mascots. A lot of these artists are mascots.
Facts.
But back then, like what you got, it solidified who you was on the streets. In other words, if you had a rope chain and it was thick, just like a soldier going to war in the army, and they get their stripes and they get their pendants and stuff like that in the streets. When you able to shine your diamonds and this, you know, your rings and everything, your gold, whatever, that solidifies your street structure and the respect that you'll get back, because everybody know you putting in work.
Facts.
You know, so.
Let's get into, you know, I was building up to something.
Yeah,
I was building up to something with this whole thing, right?
What up?
So, what do they call your dad, man? From what I understand, your pops was a very heavy influence.
My dad was heavy. My grandfather, all of them. Yeah, they called him. My father was Frenchy.
Okay, your dad was Frenchy. What was your grandfather's name?
Big Obi.
All right, and if you will, you know, give me a little bit of a breakdown on who they were and how they were perceived and respected.
I'm gonna keep this real modest. You know what I'm saying? But they were street legends, like for real. You know, during the phase of the number running and stuff like that, my grandfather did, you know, his thing. I got a picture with him and Bumpy Johnson. You already know that. Wow. That's like the classic.
Wow.
So my grandfather was like Capo. You know what I'm saying? When it come down to it, and then his youngest son, which was Frenchie, that was my father. So these street legends, like, period. You know, I used to, like I told you, you know, I used to reap the benefits, cops giving me money, tell Frenchie, I said, what's up? And, you know, I'm little Frenchie running around, you know, so it was like, it was a benefit, man. I got a lot of respect, but the newer generation, I had to get my own, you know what I'm saying? So they already knew how we got down anyway, so everything was good, though.
So there was a lot of, now, you know, when you grow up in this environment, and especially when your family is respected, people respect you.
Correct.
You kind of get a sense of security, which you should.
Absolutely.
But there's also many lessons that we learn in the street.
A lot of jewels.
What would you say was the first, and I also want to know what was the biggest, if they weren't the same thing?
The first lesson I got from the streets?
Yeah, first thing that you learned that you knew, okay, this has to be a certain way.
Loyalty.
Okay.
I think when I saw a rebuttal in a negative manner come back to someone, as we say today, as karma, you know, it didn't come good, you know, and that's what we witnessed, you know, a whole lot of, so.
And the lack thereof.
Exactly, so had the loyalty been there, a lot of incidents wouldn't have happened.
And would that be also your biggest lesson?
That was my main lesson, loyalty.
Okay. Right.
You know, loyalty, man. But you know, when you receive different with the loyalty phase, man, you go at things and at people a lot more respectful. Mm-hmm. You know, so I respect, you know, like my dad said, respect everybody, respect all grounds of walk, just respect everything, but don't ask nobody for respect.
Now, what I want to know is your mom, right?
My mom.
How does she feel being that Frenchie was who he was and her baby boy eventually getting out there into this environment? What are some of the things that you used to go through with mom? Like, what is she, you know?
Man,
tell me about a little bit of that.
Whew. I stressed my mother out. I was just keeping it
like most of us did.
Yeah.
No, I don't know y'all stories. I really stressed my mother completely. I'm talking about like the very first time I'm in the courthouse. I'm 13. You know what I'm saying? And me and her, we about to fight in the courthouse. About to fight who we there with. I'm about to fight one of the dudes. She about to fight the dude's mother. Like, my mom never left my side, man. My mom have been, you know, and it's not me. I grew to a better face, but this is where I come. This is me right here, right?
I wanted to start at the beginning. Yeah. Let's be clear. We're starting at the beginning.
Exactly.
Right? This is growing into a
my mom. If things wound up between her and my grandmother, I have two mothers. You know, my grandmother stayed with me, my mom, so I had the best of both worlds. You know, but yeah,
my peace to Granny.
Yeah, Granny was the backbone, man. May she rest in peace, man. But my mother, man, if something was needing to happen, even if my mom had to go and her and my grandmother and them had to go over to New York, go over to the garment district, get a whole bunch of stuff, sell dinners, you know what I'm saying? Like, they did whatever it took, so the hustle is just, it's always been in my bloodline, no matter what.
Now, on the flip side of that, Frenchie being who he was and having all the respect and knowing, I mean, as much as one can know about the streets, how did he feel about you hanging out outside and getting into some of the things that you were getting into?
This is interesting. This is real interesting. So, my dad told me, you know, a lot of times he didn't respect how a lot of dudes did things, you know, with the newer generation, you know, and he told me straight up, if I catch you on the corner, hanging out on the corner, I'm going to leave you right there on that corner. So I'm like, what you talking about? He's like, I'm going to leave you there because I'm not going to wait for somebody else to come kill you. I'm going to do it myself with you on the corner. Like right there, in front of everybody. Don't hang out on the corners. So, you know, sometimes, you know, in the neighborhood, you just like, but in the back of your head, you like, all right, if Pops rolled through here, you already know what it is because you ain't supposed to be on that corner.
Right.
So, you know, it's cool to breeze through, you know, but that wasn't my spot. Like, the corner was business. It was business and all kind of things come with that business, you know what I'm saying? And you got stores on each corner. You know, I had a liquor store around the corner from my house, which was Doobie. That was my cousin's liquor store. So it was just like, I'm around just nothing but hustlers, man. You know?
So now I want to bend the corner a little bit, right?
Okay.
Right? So that was the foundation of what AR. And before we bend it, one last question.
Okay.
How old were you when you started rapping?
Right at almost 17.
At 17. And you went by?
At that time, it was, I still was finding my name. Everybody was calling me School. That was my nickname. Like, in Jersey, man, a lot of people called me School. Like Scooby-Doo. They said I used to laugh like Scooby-Doo. So to cut it short, it was School. But I didn't want to keep that name in the industry. So when I turned 18, it was a little wilding out going on with me. Little, you know, right. I'm going to keep that.
At what point did ARD come into play?
That's what I was just about to say. I had wound up getting in a group called Raw Footage. We was the original group, Raw Footage, and then North, it was 4 groups that was emerging. It was the Fugees, it was the Outlaws, it was the Outsiders, and it was Raw Footage. Like, we was forefront of everything. And I wound up getting the name because I was wilding, and I had a girl in my group named Wisdom, and she stayed in Jersey City. I lived in Newark, and my other partner, he lived in Newark. He stayed off Tracy and Avon. So we got the group, and she said, "You've been wilding for like the last 3.5 weeks." So she was like, "Why don't I just give you ARD or respect doing?" I'm like, "That ain't no name. That's a phrase." She's like, "Trust me, you wilding out. Like, fill it out. Go talk to the streets." Because before I even came to you, I asked a few people. They were like, "Yo, it's fitting to him." So I felt it out for a few days, you know. Of course, I'm hitting the streets. I'm finding out from everybody. New York, Jersey City, and Newark. Everybody like, you know, yeah, that's... If you do the initials and then let everybody ask what it is, then rock with it. And I stuck with it. And that's how I wound up, you know.
All right. Now, ARD came about the end of your teenage years.
Yeah.
You've told me personally about just a wide variety of experiences, right? Just all these different things that led you into a lot of different relationships, like a lot of good and bad. But it also, at the same time, what I came to realize by knowing you and hearing your story is that you learned a lot.
Oh yeah.
Like, there was so much that you became one with on the business side of things.
Oh yeah.
And you, like, your family also has a very deep business history.
Absolutely.
With the street side, a lot of people don't even realize that there's a whole infrastructure of business that comes with your family history as well. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, like I said, my cousin was around the corner from us, had the liquor store. My grandmother first opened up.
Oh, not to cut you off, ALD, you got Scott Anderson saying,
"Oh man, Big Scott,
how you used to kill these MCs who wanted to battle."
Okay, we got some real callers coming
While
in.
we're here, I want to shout out Crystal as well. Shout out Crystal repping Queens. checking in. What's up? Appreciate you checking in.
Oh, we got a caller.
We got a caller. Want to take a call real quick? Hold that thought, my brother.
Okay.
Hold that thought.
Caller, thank you for calling on the Hot Noize Radio. This is the Art Life Radio Show. State your name and where you calling from.
We're live.
Yo, it's Josiah from Virginia. What's up?
What's up, Fire? What's going on?
What's good, family?
Hey, man. You know how it is. You know how it is. Spreading love. Starting to start a new renaissance. You know how we coming.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man.
Shout
I
out
appreciate
to that.
you calling in. You got a question for our guest today?
No, sir. I just wanted to check in.
That's all love. That's all love.
Shout out to you,
Appreciate
man.
the call, my brother.
No doubt.
Love is love.
Love
Indeed.
is one.
Have a blessed one, man.
One
Be blessed out there.
prosperity.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you
Peace
for
and love
checking in,
and
my
pleasure.
brother.
All right.
Same to you, bro.
Peace, God.
Peace.
Peace out, man.
Okay, so let's get into that. Let's get into the business infrastructure
Yeah.
of the
So
family history.
my grandmother opened her first restaurant when I was 4.
Okay.
You know, and that was a soul food restaurant right off Communipaw in Arlington. You know, that's like the junction in Jersey City. And after that, they closed that, and then her and my mom and my godmother wound up opening a steak and take. You know, so steak and take, a lot of people, you know, up north, you know, it used to be like the business, like the fast food place that the Muslims used to have. So they opened up a steak and take, and that went all the way till I was a teenager. They opened that up when I was like 9. And then that's another thing, I started on the money. Like, a lot of times they didn't even have to, I was so good with numbers, so I was the cash register. I was literally the calculator. I was beating the machine. Like, I was that quick with numbers. And my godmother opened up a sandwich spot, so, you know, I was sitting here working at my mom's spot, I work at my godmother's spot, and then I started hustling oils and incense and all of that stuff, and I started selling them in my mom's store. So I'm getting money from that, and I'm working 2 jobs. I literally had 2 jobs at 11. You know what I'm saying? Plus hustling.
Right.
And, you know, do favors for street dudes. You know, just take this over there.
Right.
Come back, I got this
yeah,
for you. You already know how that goes. So,
But there's also a technology history though in the family. I want you to if it's able to be said publicly, because I know we've spoken about it a
I'm
lot.
trying to see where you going, because we got deep history. So I'm trying to see which phase you talking.
We got very deep history, but all right, let's do this, right?
Okay.
From
Because you know certain things I can't say
I
on
know,
this mic.
I know. That's why I'm trying to be very specific.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to be very specific.
Lead me to where you're trying to go, because I know
Right.
I would catch
So,
you.
when it comes to when I met you, we both kind of dived into Open Vision.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
And
Yeah.
we're talking about an infrastructure of things that was already in place.
Absolutely.
So walk us through that a little bit.
Okay, so Open Vision, which is about to be, oh my God. Realistically, man, Open Vision provided, as we see today, is like the only technology in the world that has real, live, in real time app technology on the planet, in the cyber world. And I know that's kind of steep for a lot of people, but just understand this. If you're on your app, you're not online. You're in cyber. There's no address bars to an app. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not online,
It's a standalone piece. So
yeah,
to speak.
it's a bunch of zeros and ones that's coded. You know what I'm saying? So even though apps are more favorable, imagine having a network that's handled in real time, meaning television. If the one TV station, without going too broad into it, if one TV station is on the same channel all around the planet, and everybody can see it all in real time, the same content, that's what I'm talking about. It's the only, and that's just one piece of it. So my dad had a lot of dealings with the raising of the owner of that, and then that's why we're here today. You know, even with the technology phase, we know as a company now, no one has the technology accessibilities that we have. You know, and that's real. That's real.
When you had this, you know, nothing happens without some kind of rhyme or reason, even though we use the word random sometimes, right?
Yeah.
We know everything happens for a reason.
Most definitely.
So tell me real quick about how you ran into Doc.
It was by accident.
Right.
Let me tell you how divine order works. Right. So I meet him through me and my partner Mike. We wound up. He said it was this guy I need to holler at that's sitting on this mass technology. And mind you, the dude that actually got us situated with Doc is the same dude that got me introduced to Peter. Crazy.
Peter Parker.
Yeah, Peter Parker is the most important. We gonna get to him. Most important dude on the planet. I'll tell anybody when it comes out of the radio. Real talk. You're not beating Pete.
Shout out to Pete.
You won't holler at the owners, but you deal with Pete if your business was at a certain level. But I wound up taking care of the timeline because I had to reschedule something. And something just told me going out here, so I went down there and me and him got to talking. So once I hear your accent, I know where you from my neck of the woods is just a matter of way. He told me he's from Harlem. I said, well, my dad used to rock Harlem. He didn't know who my dad was at the time. So he's like, okay, where you from? I said, I'm from Jersey. So he's like, where? I said, I live in Jersey City and North. So he said, okay, that's what's up. And I said, I feel like I know you from somewhere. He said the same thing. He's like, yeah, we probably crossed paths before. So make long story short, we wound up getting that conversation, ended the meeting, but before I left, he was like, get my contact because I want to talk to you outside of this because if you marketing, I want to see what we can do for my company. Right. I said, no problem. And we got together one day, and I promise you, we rescheduled like 4 times. And he said, look, just stop trying to get to me. I'm going to get to you. I'm going to send one of my workers. I'm going to send my 750 over there to pick you up. Where you at now? And I told him where I was at. And he's like, I'm going to have him come get you now. He said, don't worry about nothing. Just stay where you at. Because we're going to talk tonight. Right. And I went over to the office and we wound up getting to conversating on some things. And then I said again, I was like, man, I feel like I know you. And then he was sitting there like, so you said you from Jersey, right? I said, yeah. He was like, who's your dad? And I told him, I said, my father, they called him Frenchie. And he just stopped everything. And he started tearing, like kind of like little Terry. He's like, man, stop playing with me. And I said, no, I'm not playing with you. Crazy. He said, man, stop playing with me. He said, look, no, I'm serious. Stop playing with me because like now it's about to really get personal, like hurt you personal if you playing. I said, I'm not playing. And he told me, prove it. And I pulled my dog tag out that I never take off. And I showed him my dad's name on it, birthday and everything. And he just like, you want to know why you know me? He said, because I knew you when you was in your mother's stomach. Wow. I knew your name before you came out. Your father raised me. Wow. I sat up there like, what? You know what I'm saying? Wow. So it got deep.
So, Mo, this is a crazy story.
It's crazy,
man. Here we are. We're about 5 minutes to the hour. And we need to get into the next hour.
I got you.
So real fast, I want you to just bring us up to speed of how we're here now at Hot Noize Radio. Okay, so
Hot Noize Radio actually is just part of the Hot Noize umbrella. You know what I'm saying? Hot Noize wound up formulating, it didn't formulate originally how it was supposed to, but it started out as Hot Noize Entertainment Magazine. And then from there, the Hot Noize brand just started building. Hot Noize Radio, Hot Noize International DJs. We got our blog sector that's about to launch for middle of the second quarter this year, which is Blog the Noise. And it just started going, man. So right now, we just hit World News for the second time, being the world's first streaming magazine company. You know, and you got other people, they stream, but they're not streaming magazine companies. You know what I'm saying? We are globally published as a streaming magazine company. Then wound up coming up with Hot Noize streaming. So now we got Hot Noize on Roku, which is Amazon Prime and Vimeo partnered with them. You know what I'm saying? So we're housing networks now. And on the music, with Spotify and Tidal, it's crazy. We're about to go and finalize some things with Apple. And now Spotify's in the picture when it comes down to podcasting. So Hot Noize is global right now. We franchising. You know, anyone interested in franchising, get it Steven, man. We can get it popping. Canada just came down here. We closing stuff with Nigeria right now. We got all the islands. Yeah, we got 3 offices, you know, down in the Caribbean and like 19 film crews. You know, man, shout out to Nigel, man, for Caribbean Buzz, man. He doing this thing, man, the whole Caribbean, man. You know, everybody just been showing us love, man. So Hot Noize Radio eventually is we got some things that's about to branch. We now officially segmented with iHeart. So we've done all of this literally in less than 3 months, man.
That's amazing. And I've been here to see it. I can vouch for it.
Exactly.
Not just for 3 months, but I've been here for some years.
Yeah.
With this brother. And it's always been official, and it's always been official, and it's always beneficial.
Absolutely.
I'm just coming on board, and I can already feel the energy.
It's crazy, man.
I can already feel the energy, so I'm down for the cause.
Absolutely. So I want to thank you, man, for being my guest, bro.
Appreciate you.
D, this is my brother. This is a good brother right here, and you're gonna hear a lot more. So going into the second hour, we got another Jersey representative.
Yeah, I mean,
right? I got my brother JD Williams getting ready to come up. He just got to the station a little while ago. JD's got a rich history as well, coming straight out of Newark. So thank you again, bro.
Man, appreciate you. And anybody, let me make one more announcement real quick, man. We about to make this month an official announcement for the street ball. So we about to bring street ball with 10 different cities. So if you feel like you got coaches involved or commissioners or whatever, referees, we about to pick the 10 cities. We about to go to the public and let them tell us which 10 cities we're going to have that. That'll help give brothers on the street, give them back a craft to do. We're going to have real scouts, real opportunities, and we playing them with endorsements. And we also about to have a softball co-ed league, so girls and guys softball league. So I just want to go ahead and shout out to that, man. And shout out to your show. Your show about to blow up, man.
Facts.
Hey, man, it's always love. I appreciate y'all.
Most definitely.
You know, thanks again, man. We're going to run to commercial break.
Most definitely.
We'll be back in a few minutes.